Alrighty, and three, two, one. Welcome to the Zac and Joe Show podcast this week. Today we have a special guest with us, Sunshine Coast Falcons rising star, Jaiden Zanchetta. Jaiden, welcome to the show, mate.
Thanks, mate. It's good to be here. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, mate. So, we put on a question on our Instagram page to get the fans to ask you some questions. We've got a few here, but I'm just going to start off with my own one. So we usually do this if we have a special guest on. So it's a nice little game I like to call Shoot, Shag and Marry. So in the team, you have to choose who you would shoot, who you would shag and marry.
Yeah.
All right, so who in the team would you shoot?
My shoot from the last under-20s team?
Yeah, whenever.
Shoot. Probably. I'd have to say probably Stephen Borg.
Yeah, is he a team pest?
Yeah, he gets a bit of a team pest, I reckon.
Yeah. All right, shag.
Shag. Tyson Smoothie, mate. Tyson Smoothie.
Yeah, he's a good sort, I reckon.
Good, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, and who would you marry?
Marry. Probably one of my other good mates, White Reynolds.
Yeah, he's actually coming on the show next week.
He is, yeah. Good body, yeah.
Yeah, wow. And Sam Mawini, obviously, he was your coach for the under-20s, brought you to premiership. What's his coaching style like?
Yeah, I felt really comfortable to play under Sam. I actually played schoolboys a couple of years back under Sam.
Yeah. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's start with the questions from fans. So, question one, this is from Zoe Bowman. Actually, is my sister. She says, "Hey, Jaiden, can I please have a Falcons hat or hoodie, please, and thank you?"
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too easy. I've got a couple hats around that can send her.
Yeah, I messaged her today because I was on the phone with her and I was like, well, I'm actually going to make Jaiden say no to you and I'm going to get him to block you. Yeah.
Nah, you let her know I'll send her one.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Question two is from Curry Munchkin. That's such a good username. It's my favourite. Yeah. He says, do you think you'll have a chance in the NRL and become a star?
I think that's always the dream, but I'm just going to progress through the ranks and just enjoy my footy with my mates at the moment.
Yeah. All right. Question three is from Dan, and he said that you would understand this. He says, when will the boys see Larry again?
I think Larry is locked away at the moment. He's not coming out for a while.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the story behind that?
Larry's in the off season.
Yeah?
Yeah, Larry's part of the off season.
Part of the off season, wow.
Yeah, mate, yeah.
All right, question four is from Corey. He asked, how do I become a star like Jay-Z?
How do you become a star?
Yeah, like Jay-Z.
Wouldn't really call myself a star at the moment, mate, but just keep working hard at training and just really listen to what your coaches and other players got to say.
Yeah.
And just really, really work hard in 1%ers alone, away from the game.
Yeah, true. Question 5 from Austin O'Brien. He asked, are you keen for the peak when it opens?
Keen for the peak when it opens?
Yeah,
the peak's always good to go run around in. It's good fun.
Yeah. Question 6 is from Sunshine Coast Falcons Weekly. Is there any player you try and adapt your playing style
on? Like locally or NRL kind of?
I'd be guessing it would be NRL.
NRL. I really watch Nathan Cleary closely and try to adapt my game close to his.
Yeah. Are you a half?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, sick.
Yeah, nice. I've been trying to play in the halves at the moment.
Yeah.
it's not really working out for me at all.
Not working.
But
yeah.
getting there.
Yeah. What unders you in now?
Sorry.
What unders you in now?
I'm in under 16s, but
Yeah.
would have been playing for Kiwana until COVID struck, so there's no games anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
COVID-19's really affected a lot of people, mate?
Yeah, it's horrible. This whole thing.
Yeah.
But the very last question is from Tyson. He asked, "Who is your favourite player from Kiwana Dolphins?"
Kiwana Dolphins. I really built a good connection with Traveller.
Yep.
And yeah, he's just really good and gave good, I guess.
Yeah, well.
Just helped me out a lot.
Yeah. So mate, tell me, obviously because there's no footy on at the moment. So what have you been doing during isolation while you've got nothing?
During isolation, I've been working big hours, mate. Been working 10, 11-hour days, and then the spare time just been trying to do a bit of training at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty flat out.
Like we've seen, some obviously his training's not on at the moment. So, how long do you, when you're at home, how long do you train for?
If I'm at home, I try to get in and out pretty quick, so like 30, 45 to an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, short and sharp, mate.
Yeah, that's usually like me as well. I try and get in and out as quick as I can. Usually it's like 5 minutes until I'm done.
Yeah.
But that's on the weekends because I can't be bothered doing it.
Yeah, bloody hell.
Yeah. So, tell me, Falcons obviously went into grand final last year. Must have been a good moment for you and the boys.
Yeah, mate. It's pretty unreal. It's hard to describe. Like, just to go back to that moment and just be around all the boys. It was awesome.
Yeah. And like we saw in the first half of the game, I'm pretty sure it was when in Manly you boys play. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. They got off to a flyer, and then what was the message at halftime from Sam?
It was pretty much the week before we were down at halftime as well against Burleigh, and it was pretty much the same message. Just stick by your mate, stick to the systems. It'll work.
Yeah.
But he was confident in us, and everyone was confident within each other that we can come back. Yeah.
And that first round against Burleigh, obviously them taking it out up there. What was one thing that you boys had to work on after that game?
First round against Burleigh in the finals, sorry?
Yeah.
We pretty much just went away from structure and away from the systems, and we just had to get back to the systems, and we had to work hard at training and just work on our 1%ers, really.
Yeah.
And just come together as a group.
Yeah. So you boys played Redcliffe as well, round 1 this year.
Yep, mate. Yeah, we did.
Yeah. What was the result of that game?
It wasn't too good, mate. We went down 58-12.
50. Oh, wow, yeah.
58-12. Yeah.
That's starting to sound like a Titans game.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it was pretty tough.
Yeah. But obviously you boys getting that pretty heavy loss. So what's one thing that you boys would have been working on after that game?
After that game, it was a good week at training, mate. We worked hard Monday night. We focused on obviously the systems and what we need to work on, contact, just every little bit of the game. Worked on that, and then trained hard Tuesday, and then we got training Wednesday, and then obviously the COVID-19, and then we couldn't get back to training after that. So I think that's the toughest part after that big loss, this happening, and yeah, mate, it's tough.
And so the guy I do this with, Zach, pretty sure one of the questions he would have asked, knowing him, he would have asked, do you guys get a free caravan and a boat like what Melbourne Storm do?
A free caravan or a boat? Nah, mate.
Nah, I don't think so.
Nah, not me, mate. Nah. The other boys might have.
Yeah.
Not me. Nah, mate, nah. I wish.
But under 20s, you still in there or you in the Q Cup?
Just under 20s, mate. Yeah, I ended up getting a trial with the Q Cup, a little half, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's one goal that you would have liked to achieve this season?
This season, I wanted to just play consistent footy with the under 20s, and our goal was to go back to back. And obviously, it's not going to happen now because of COVID-19. But just really, I don't know, get through this year and build towards next year. That's my goal now.
Yeah.
Build towards next year, like a group of boys.
Yeah. And in the NRL, what team do you follow?
I was born and raised in Brisbane, so Brisbane Broncos are my team I follow, mate.
Yeah. And what's one player that would you class as your favourite?
My favourite. I really liked Thurston when he was running around, mate. He was a good leader and just fierce.
Yeah. What's sorry about that. That's not Corona. I promise you about that.
You're all right.
So in the under 20s, obviously you've been playing with some of those boys for a little bit now. Who's one player that you would have seen go all the way to play A grade with the Falcons?
Probably my good mate Tyson Smoothie. He made his way through under 16s, 18s. Then he went away for a bit, come back. Obviously played under 20s and made his debut last year for Q Cup in the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what's what are the team trainings like? Like I've been sometimes going to the training sessions, but I haven't been watching the 20s. But what's the one thing? Obviously, you guys were in the grand final, so most people would think that there's not much to work on. But I know some of the boys have said that there's still things to work on. In that pre-season, what have you boys been working on in the conversation around this year's season?
A lot of what we've been working on is get fatigued, and then get straight into bulwark, or get fatigued, get straight into defence, and just really work on when you're fatigued, working hard, and like working for your mate beside you.
Yeah.
Yep. And just the timings and connections.
Yeah. And Toddy Greenberg obviously called off the NRL round 3. The main conversation was, did Todd Greenberg make the right decision? Most people have come out and said yes, he's made the right decision. What are your thoughts? Do you think he made the right decision to call it off, or do you think he should have gone for another round without crowds?
I reckon he's made the right decision, mate. I reckon, we shouldn't be risking it. Shouldn't be risking players' health or anyone else's health.
Yeah.
Footy's just a little part of your life.
Yeah. And Todd Greenberg's also been under the spotlight at the moment of potentially losing his job as NRL CEO. Would you like to see Toddy stay there, or do you think it's time for him to go?
To be honest, I don't reckon he's done that much for the NRL itself. I'd like to see someone else step up. There was talks about, I don't know, Phil Guild or Wayne Bennett stepping up. Saw in the news the other day, or the paper or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
And New Zealand Warriors obviously had to base their home at Australia in round 2, playing at the Gold Coast, and headlines have come out saying that NRL does resume this year. New Zealand will be looking highly unlikely to be participating in that season. Do you think that's a good call to not let them come over to Australia, or do you think it's not fair of the club or something?
Yeah, I think it's not fair on the players because their families are all over there and it's a tough time playing NRL as itself. You need like time away from footy with your family and friends and etc.
Yeah. And your new coach that you would have had this year, what's he like?
Yeah, Jamie Vogler. Yeah, he's real good guy, and just really understanding.
Yeah.
Just lets you just play footy, and then just gives you little pointers on the way,
Yeah.
and just really cares for you.
And if I ask those questions again, shoot, shag, and marry, what would you do to Sam and your new coach that you have now?
Is there another person, or is it just two?
Just the two.
Just the two. Probably. I don't know. I'll probably shoot Jamie and shag Sam.
Yeah.
Sam's a bit older. He's got a bit more experience, mate.
A bit more experience. Oh, that's brilliant. But I've had Sam as a coach before when he's been when he used to work at school.
Yeah.
So he seemed like a really chill coach. Is he still like that, or was he a bit more aggressive that he's working with older boys?
He's always pretty chill at training, but I reckon sometimes in the games in the box he'd be ripping his hair out.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's always pretty chill, mate. Just knows when to lift everyone up for the moment, and yeah, he's just really good.
Yeah. And some of the Falcons A-grade boys have gone up to NRL, so obviously no Harry Grant. He's gone to the West Tigers. Who do you think will slip into that number 9 for the boys?
I'd like to see Tyson Smoothie there.
Yep.
As a 9. He's just a bit of a workhorse, mate. You got some other blokes there. You've obviously got his younger brother Jai Smoothie there, and Tommy Butterfield, and Sam Burns. But yeah, I'd like to see Tyson play there in the 9.
Yeah. And is there any other positions you play apart from in the halves?
I'll just play wherever the coach puts me, mate. But I'm happy playing in the halves. Yeah, happy there.
Yeah, because I know some of the tactics Sam has used with you boys. Obviously, he's a great coach. That's why he brought you that premiership. But like, tell us more about that game. What was the emotions like the day before the game?
The day before, everyone was so we stayed in Redcliffe the night.
Yeah.
We were down there. Everyone was just pretty chilled out. We playing cards, walking on the beach, and I don't know, just got ice cream for dinner. After dinner, everyone was pretty cruisy. I don't think anyone really played the game before they played it. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone was just chilled out. It was good.
And we've seen some footage after the game, obviously with you boys on the bus with that trophy. Well, it looks pretty hectic, but what was it actually like for like the rest of the way home, and also that following?
It was pretty at home. It gives me a bit of goosebumps talking about it now, but it was awesome. And the week was just, the next couple of days was pretty crazy, and just really sharing the emotions with everyone, all the hard work throughout the year.
Yeah. And in the A-grade Falcons boys, what's one player that you would love to see get that contract with Melbourne and make the NRL?
Melbourne. I like Natty McGavin, young winger. He's just does his job, and just he's pretty fast, mate. He's quick as.
Yeah.
he's just a hard worker.
Yeah. But obviously, me and Zach, over the few weeks we've been trying to predict a score in the NRL, but we can't do that now because it's just way too hard to pick for like round 6 or something. But what team do you see in the NRL going the whole way?
Oh, way. I really like obviously Canberra Raiders was there last year. They got a strong squad.
Yeah.
It's hard to go past the Melbourne Storm, mate. Just the professionalism they got, and I reckon they'll be in the top 4, even top 2, heading towards grand final this year. Well,
yeah.
If it continues.
And obviously, Falcons boys signed Joel Moon, and now he's had to retire because of his injury. What was that like? Like, obviously him coming down to the Falcons with you boys. What was he like as a bloke and as a player?
Oh, I actually didn't get to meet Joel. I was with the 20 still.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. So I didn't get to meet Joel. But
Yeah,
yeah, he's played a lot of games, NRL and over in Super League. So I'm not too sure, mate.
yeah. Um, well, by the looks of things, that would be about it because there's not really much to talk about because NRL's done. But if it feels if it was still on, I would have asked you about games coming up and previous games. But thank you, Jaiden, for joining us today. It was a pleasure to have you on.
That's all good. Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, and thank you all for listening to the podcast this week. Make sure you stay tuned for next week when we have Wyatt Reynolds, another Falcons great, coming to the show. So make sure you follow our Instagram page at the Zac and Joe Show official, and to keep up to date with all our latest news. Thank you very much. Well, that went better than I expected.